as currency. And those 3 trades were $30 higher than the market. It was the weirdest thing, like someone made the trades to win a bet. So we discussed it, and we just decided to cut it in half.
Okay.
And I gave him back half.
That's fair.
Yeah, and if it was the other way, you know, we would have probably decided to go to a group of 8. We go pick 4, and he picks 4 poker players, and they decide. Just because it was so ambiguous.
Sure.
In the future, we'll pick which exchange we should use.
He just had a baby, so you have to, like, you got to give him
That's why he got the buyout. And he tried to get the buyout even lower because he's having a baby. And I was like, Chris. And then he final tabled something the next week.
So all of a sudden, we have Daniel Weinman 3-betting the 5-9 offsuit here. So we have Tyler, who opened the button with King-9 suited. This is a strong hand, 3-handed, and Daniel picking the 5-9 offsuit in the big blind to 3-bet.
Well, I think what he's thinking right now is that he could take control of the non-aggressive side of this. You know, maybe he could bubble play Tyler a little bit.
This is certainly based on game flow, not based on the strength of his hand.
Right.
Tyler putting out a call here with King-9 suited as he should, and we're going to see these 2 top pros go to a flop.
Now, Daniel's never doing that with Ace-King. It's just standard for Tyler there to not worry about Ace-King. I mean, he really hasn't been that far out of line.
It's certainly part of Daniel's range. However, I think King-9 suited is a strong enough hand where if you were folding, considering you're opening so many buttons, it becomes profitable now for Daniel to 3-bet any 2 cards.
Whereas you would give a lot more respect to Nathan.
If Nathan had 3-bet me, I probably would be ditching the King-9.
You're not doing great against Nathan's 3-bet range, I don't think.
I'm just trying to point that out to the people listening. You know? You can't go wrong listening to the advice that these 2 people are giving. So
Daniel 3-bets and checks this board. Tyler now considering a bluff. All he really has is 2 overcards. He can go runner straight.
Do you think that's a strange decision not to c-bet by Daniel?
Well, I think Daniel. I think a check raised by Daniel.
You think Tyler's range includes like a lot of?
I would be check calling this all day. And in fact, this is a board where, remember, these players are 100 big blinds deep. This is actually a board that favors Tyler's range more than Daniel's. As Daniel probably isn't 3-betting hands like pocket 4s, pocket 5s, maybe not even pocket 8s, whereas all of these hands are in Tyler's range. So this is a board where I would, in fact, if I'm Daniel, I'm looking to check with most of my range on this board. I would probably check all overpairs and ace-king and the hand that I have.
Okay.
That card doesn't help at all.
Finding out on the stream I c-bet too much. That's good.
Everyone calls a c-bet. You got to bet the turn. That's the real spot now.
It changes if you're like 35 big blinds deep when you're happy to just bet aces and get it all in. But what happens when you
yeah, you're not trying to get 100 big blinds in with 1 pair right here.
Well, that's how I felt about the ace-5 of diamonds he led. I thought that's a good check call spot, and he got thin value out of it to his credit. I probably wouldn't have gone for it and made less money.
It looked like Tyler was putting together chips for a bet, now reconsidering. What does this mean to you, Dave, when he was about to put out a bet?
Weak.
This is weak.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually had in tournaments where I've moved 2 big stacks out in front or 3 big stacks out in front, then pulled them back and checked with the nuts. And the guy just pounded on me, and I got called. Yeah, so jockeying with your chips is usually, you know, a weakness.
It's legitimate. It means you're actually reconsidering the bet.
No, usually I think they're doing it to make you think that to slow you down from betting when they check. He actually went back and put the bet in.
Well, here's an interesting thing. The bet size here, not relative to the pot, but the actual bet size, the fact he threw in an extra blue chip on there, that's like almost psychologically like he's trying to make it look a little more expensive, right?
Yeah.
Or just like, I'll just throw this on top too. I don't care what I bet. I have the best hand. You know?
So you would read this as weak?
And what he just did, I would read as strong.
As strong?
That extra chip, yeah, too. And he even went back and made the bet. If he would have checked after playing with his chips, I would have known he's got king high, and he just doesn't want me to blast.
Wow, I mean, after Daniel made like the motions and was like smiling or whatever, that looked like it was going to be a fold, didn't it? Like, it looked like he was like, ah, ha, ha, fold. And then he just, like, made all these motions and then called. Like, I really was not expecting that at all. I thought the hand was just over then.
And Tyler doesn't look very happy, and he just touched his face, pacifying himself a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I just think it's very strange. Like, it's not often that people have, like, an exchange, like, gestures and all that, and then continue with the hand. Such a big pot, such a big time.
And he was almost saying, I don't have much, but I got to call you. Now that 3 didn't change that much. I mean, it's really, Daniel is holding on to those pairs and winning hands, the ace deuce, and right now he hit the 5. His only fear is if the guy has, if Tyler has an 8, you know, the 10 and the 3 shouldn't really play into the hands that much.
So it looks like Tyler is carving out chips not for his bet size, but rather to size up his own stack and to see how many chips he has left. Tyler has less than a pot size bet left. There's about 11.4 million chips in the pot. Tyler has 10.7 million chips behind, and he shoves all in.
What do you think Nathan's doing right now?
Throwing a party in his mind. That's what I would be doing.
Yes, he's saying, how did this happen? I only have 5 million. And it always happens. It's going to be very hard for Daniel to find this call. If he does, then he saw his cards. I mean,
if Daniel makes this call, then he's my hero.
He's his hero or cheating. He's definitely not cheating, you know, if anybody thought that was a reference.
Now, what's going through Daniel's head is Tyler shoving all in? Is that the bet size he's going to choose with his value hands? In other words, if Tyler happened to have a hand like pocket 4s, pocket 8s, 6, 7 suited, is he now going to shove all in? The other thing going through Daniel's head is he going to do this with hand? Was he betting the flop with hands like Jack 9, Queen Jack, all these hands, Queen 9, hands that turned equity? And also an important consideration is when he does just have the King 9, no pair, no draw. Is he turning that? Is he bluffing 3 barrels in this way?
I mean, does he have 6, 7? Did he just flop it on me? What other hand can you barrel everything on? Do you have a set? Somehow he had 8, 10, hit 2 pair. I mean, the hand doesn't really make sense, but Daniel only has a 5.
Also, Tyler would probably play ace deuce this way. If I had ace deuce in Tyler's shoes, I would be betting flop and turn. The other thing that I would be thinking if I were Daniels, I do have a 9 in my hand, which reduce some of the bluff combos. If we can assume that Tyler is only betting the turn when he does have equity with hands like Jack 9 or Queen 9, or perhaps 7, 9 suited, the fact that Daniel has a 9 reduces some of those combos. And the fact that Daniel is thinking about this.
Well, now, Daniel 3-bet pre-flop, so he's trying to wonder if Tyler's like just putting him on an ace-king type hand, too. But no matter what he thinks, this is just too hard of a call to make for so much right now. A minimum of a $200,000 call if he makes it.
And without seeing Tyler Kenny, you can tell he's related to Bryn by this hand.
Absolutely.
Call!
Oh my God. That's incredible.
What an unbelievable call by Daniel
That's incredible.
Weinman.
Daniel is my new hero.
Wow.
Daniel shows 9-5, 9 clubs, 5 of diamonds for
Nice call, Daniel.
That is
nice call.
incredible.
Well at this final table.
Nice call, Daniel.
And Nathan
Wow, Tyler, you handled that very
just
well.